There we go, guys, and welcome if you are joining us this morning. Again, a very early Saturday morning, but thank you for joining. This is, of course, the Battlefield Clan Wars weekly recap. And as per last week, a format that we started last week is we're having some guests in, some of our fellow brothers from the battlefield to discuss how interesting the battlefield was the week and some stuff that has happened. Of course, you've got your old usuals here. You have myself, Yakusawa. We have our resident trucker, Scully Rebel. Scully, what's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to be here, bright and early.
Lekker.
It's still hanging low here in the air with us down at the south coast, but it's good to be here.
Sweet. We've got Slash. Slash, what's up?
How's it, guys? All good for Saturday morning.
Nice, man. Nice. And then, of course, we've got our Division 4 representative here this morning, Riplets Monster. How are you, buddy?
Very tired, my man. Very tired.
You are?
Yeah, I'm well. Just half asleep, yeah.
What were you doing last night? Do I have to ask if it was domination?
Listen, I started drinking way too early yesterday, and that did not end well.
It's all good. And then, of course, we've also got our fellow news channel caster / celebrity person on the line, and that is Broken, our jokester. Broken, what's up, bud?
All good, man. Thanks for having me. I also agree it's too bloody early, but anyway.
Excellent. Guys, so what an interesting week on the battlefield it was indeed. A couple of things happening. There were some great matches that I saw. There's some very good matches that we spectated as well. From your guys' perspective, interesting week, yes?
Very.
Yeah, no, it's been been some interesting things going on at the moment.
Yep. You wanna tell us something exactly? Something that you saw that you want to talk about, Broken?
Well, the thing that interests me is not Clan Wars related at the moment. It's that PS4 versus Xbox game they're trying to get together.
Oh, yeah. All right. So
that's got my antenna up, bro.
Okay, so while you're talking about that, let's go to that topic for the morning before we kick off with getting into the standings and the games and things that were played this week. Guys, you would have seen that on the website, on the website as well, but you would have seen a post on Facebook that Scully posted out earlier in the week about specifically around the announcement that the Xbox teams will be joining us in Season 2 for Battlefield Clan Wars, and that is a very exciting announcement for us. We are actually busy with the guys at the moment, and the clans are in the registration process. Now, what has happened on top of that, and that is what Broken is referring to, is that what we are also trying to set up as part of that, call it opening, or I don't know what you want to call it. What's the correct word?
Curtain raiser.
Yeah, curtain raiser, or a rite of passage, or whatever may be the case. There is a game being set up against what is perceived to be a very good Xbox clan, and of course also from our side what is perceived to be a good PS4 clan. I don't want to give too much away yet. I'm sure some people already saw some stuff going around, but there will be an announcement around that. But that's the idea, is that we get two very good teams in from both sides, and they're actually going to have a playoff on the PS4 platform as an opening for Season 2. But of course, from our side, very, very excited from a community perspective that we can involve the Xbox guys and get them onto the same hype as where we are from a PS4 perspective at the moment. So I don't know, lads, if there's any viewpoints around, what are your thoughts around pulling in other platforms, how other players perceive that, whether there's a big difference on these platforms playing between the two. The floor is yours. It's open.
Well, from my perspective, I've played on Xbox and PS4, and I don't think there's much of a difference. I think the only thing you have to get used to really is the different controllers, But nowadays you can get custom scuffs and all these things to help you out. But I think it's a very good initiative, because it's just pulling the South African community together as one unit, gaming, not PS4, not Xbox, not PC, gaming community.
Yeah.
Which I think is great, because that just will improve our strengths and just make it a better vibe. It's more competitive, more teams, more faces, more voices. I think it's all good, and I think it's a great thing that they're trying to get organized.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you trying to get organized, should I say?
Yeah, thanks, Logan. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, I reckon that, first prize one day when, the world is a perfect place, I reckon first prize would still be if we could, game cross-platform, right? I mean, that would still be the ultimate fun. If, you had an Xbox and I had a PS4 and somebody else had a Nintendo Wii, God forbid, then we could all play, together and, sort of play the same games, right? So I guess that would still be first prize. But next to first prize, in the meantime, we're doing our thing, right? We're trying to get the guys together and that sort of thing. And I totally agree with you. I think I mean, obviously I agree with you because it's what we do. But the initiative is aimed specifically at not just one community, right? It's trying to speak to gaming as a whole and the love for gaming, as a whole, and to all teams and that sort of thing. So I mean, that's awesome. Anybody else, guys? Peter, I know you did a lot of work on the website. Maybe you just want to, I will show the guys that, while we're talking in the show as well, but maybe you just want to tell the guys if they've opened the screen, the navigation side of it from a website perspective.
Yeah, I think before we get to that, what happened is I actually approached Marius Mostert from the Xbox community. Obviously, we are also members on that Xbox community. Not really spying, but just to keep up to date with what the Xbox guys are doing. And I saw Marius Mostert, promoting a lot of the games on their side. And I thought that it would have been a good idea, to approach him and ask if the Xbox guys would be interested in something like this.
Yeah.
And after we had a lengthy discussion, and he also spoke to the guys who's in charge of the Battlefield RSA page, and they gave us the green light to go ahead and if we can put this together. So just a shout out to you guys from the Xbox side. Thank you for joining us. So we started chatting around the whole thing, and we've already had a tremendous response around that. I think there's already about 6 or 7 clans that have opted in from the Xbox side, that's already registered and so on, which is all good. Just want to ask the rest of the guys, it's an exciting time where we are with Clan Wars, moving over to Xbox. So if there's more Xbox clans that want to participate, you're more than welcome. We're going to do the 12v12 conquest, and that's going to require that you have at least 15 players in your clan. But together with that, for the smaller clans, we're going to move over to the T5, the Battlefield Clan Wars T5 series, which will accommodate the spillover from larger teams and obviously smaller teams with the 5v5 domination that will run in parallel with the 12v12 conquest that we are currently exactly the same as we are doing on the PlayStation side at the moment. So can't give you a lot of information about our APNX versus AOV game at the moment, but yes, it is Marius and Mario is arranging that for us in the background. And as soon as we have more information about that game, we'll let you know. We have some of the APNX guys that's actually the game is gonna be played on PlayStation, and we will broadcast it here on our channel. And but as soon as we have more information around that, we'll let you guys know. But all in all, exciting times. And once again, shout out for Marius Mostert. We're going to see if we can get him in actually next week to give us a recap on where the Xbox teams are, with the registration process, because obviously they're going to have to depends on how many clans are interested and register for the Clan Wars. We're going to have to do like maybe seeding matches, exactly the same that we did for our Division 1, 2, 3 on the PlayStation side. So we're going to have to do seeding matches in order to get them into divisions and positions. But it's all going to depend on how many divisions will be there. Will depend on how many clans, are interested to participate. Yeah. So me and Marius will talk, have a bit of a chat around during the course of the week, and then we'll see if we can get him in next week, this time on the show to give us a bit of feedback. And maybe some of the clans from the Xbox side also in here, to have a chat and see what their views are on the Clan War setup. But all in all, exciting times. Very pleased with the growth of Clan Wars, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who's participating. And I know that there's already clans from our side who didn't register for season 1, who's already in the process of getting their teams together, recruiting players and so on for season 2.
Yeah.
I just want to mention there that APNX is also, I saw this morning on Facebook, there's a post out there for that they are recruiting for PlayStation, for the APNX clan. So just have a look at the post, and I think you can contact Marius if you're not in a PlayStation clan and you would like to be part of a clan. So obviously you can join those guys. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Scully, just from that perspective, also of course a big shout out to you. I know that you've been super busy with this week, chatting to the guys, trying to set it up, getting all that work out of the way. So get up on you as well, man.
Thanks so much, man. It's all for the love of the game.
Cool. So guys, just on that, before we move on to this week and the games and things that are happening, one last thing that I just want to mention about that before we sort of exit is that for the clans that did not partake in season 1, season 2 registration is coming up, and we'll give you the details as that becomes available. Just on that, from that perspective, I was asked to give a shout out this morning for the MSNK clan as well, who posted earlier in the week that their plans are to join us in season 2 also. So also please go and have a look at their post there, also recruiting for a clan. And then of course there is 1 or 2 other clans that are specifically recruiting for domination. And Scully touched on it lightly, and I'm just going to touch on it a little bit more. A couple of weeks ago we said to you guys that in season 2 there might be a format change in terms of how Clan Wars would work. And if you've recently checked the website, you would have seen that has actually now started to come into effect. Scully has already made those changes for us there on the website as well. You will see that it now falls under 2 segments. There is obviously the Premier League, the one that everybody is playing at the moment. But Division 4, a lot of people have asked for, they want to have smaller, the bigger clans want to register smaller teams, or there's a lot more smaller teams that are now interested in playing. So the format will actually now change, and Division 4 will actually fall away and become a T5 series by its own. So the T5 series, of course, being domination, not only for the smaller teams, but also for the bigger teams who want, who have additional players that want to play, domination in a faster, quicker sort of setup. So in season 2, that is the way the format will work. You will have the Premier League, which is the 12v12, and then of course you'll have the T5 series, which is effectively this season's Division 4.
Yeah, that'll be mainly the domination, but that is also the platform starting off with incursions.
Correct.
So we're going to run incursions under the T5 series as well. We're not going to add a separate incursion. So we'll get feedback from the guys, to see how we can combine the domination with the incursions kind of thing. Because there's a big difference with the vehicle or the smaller tank that's available in incursions, which is not available in domination.
Yeah.
So I think the T5 series will mainly move over from domination into the incursion section as soon as that becomes available. But what we are doing is we're just getting the foundation ready for whenever incursions drop.
Yeah. Guys, does anybody have any idea yet on exactly when that drop will be, the next?
That's a mystery. That is a mystery.
Because I've been trying to read up, but these guys, right? They're very vague about dates and stuff, right? So let's see. But I'm excited for incursions, no doubt about that. I think it's going to be a great game mode.
It'll definitely be before the next Battlefield. I'll tell you that much.
Good call, Broken.
Broken, you being a phenomenal tanker as well, I think you're going to benefit out of that game mode tremendously.
I don't know so much. I'm not particularly keen on the 5v5 format. It's not my style of play, really. It's just not enough people to shoot in the face. But yeah, I'm keen to give it a go for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah, I hope. Go for it.
Go ahead.
No, go.
Yeah, I'm just reading up here. By the looks of it, it's in the alpha stages on PC right now.
So that means
So don't we?
You got way too much time to be sitting and waiting now.
yes, it does. It's exactly what it means.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, Slash, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I really hope the other clans jump into this smaller league and team setup and actually play. There's a lot of guys sitting on the bench, a lot of these times and not even getting any action. So I think it's a good initiative to jump in and get especially the bigger clans, get some teams in there.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, we've seen
We
a lot
welcome
of.
everyone.
We've seen a lot of players move around from clan to clan lately. Unfortunately, we can't accommodate them within the Premier League at the moment. But when season starts with the Premier League, season 2 starts with the Premier League, obviously the T5 will run parallel to that. So if you are a bigger clan or a smaller clan, you're more than welcome to register your clan for the T5 series as well.
Yep. And guys, as always, keep an eye out on Facebook, on Discord. We will make all the announcements everywhere we can. So once that registration does open, come and join us, yeah? Right, guys, I think...
Yeah, before we carry on, Yaku, sorry, I just want to mention to that we're going to do this in stages. What we'll do is, first we're going to we're going to do it like in 3 stages. So we'll first register the clans, the new clans that want to participate in Clan Wars. Then we're going to do the movement of players from one clan to another. And once that is done, then we'll do new people coming into, the specific clans and so on. Because what we have to do is currently some players are assigned to a specific clan and we have to move them to, if they've jumped to another clan, we have to first move them. So we want to do it in stages so we don't have a lot of confusion, in the process.
Yeah.
Because I just want to mention that all of this is done manually and, in the back end. So it's either myself, Yaku, or Slash who's updating the website. We don't want to do this an automatic thing because then we will have clans coming in the middle of clans coming in the middle of its Premier League or other league, trying to change the roster and all that kind of stuff. So that's the reason that we manage it from our side. So it is a manual process, and when that window of opportunity is open to do a specific thing, we would like you to act on it and just get it done as quickly as possible. Because what we're going to do in season 2 is, once that window closes, it closes. We're first going to, like I said, we're first going to register the clan. So if your clan is in, it's fine. Then we're going to update the players that's moved around, and then we're going to add the new players. Not necessarily in that order, but that's how it's going to work. So there's going to be 2 or 3 days for a specific item to take place, and you guys would please have to act accordingly to get that specific section of Clan Wars done and set up and fixed in order for us to get everything ready for season 2.
Yeah. Cool. Guys, anybody else with a comment still before we move on to this week's games and fixtures and what has happened there? Yeah.
I'm all good.
All right.
I just want to give a shout out to GSG, our gunslinger goals, obviously.
Yeah.
Who's joined us for the official stream team. I don't think we're ever gonna get to the division tables this morning.
We sit here till 6 o'clock, man. We will get it done.
Yeah, so just a shout out to the GSG goals. That's a all-girl or all-female clan that has recently come about, and they've also joined our official stream team. So from next week, you'll be able to see more and more streams on our channels coming in, up to 4. I think might even happen on one day. So just remember, if you've subscribed to the channel, I think it's important that you just hit the bell in order to get the specific notifications on who's streaming what games. So it'll be GSG that's going to do some streaming. We've got Dying Dutchman who's also doing streaming for us, and then we've got Yaku, myself, and Slash, and then I think Slash, you'll be able to do some first person streaming from your side, depending on the game, but that's not a given. That's not a specific. Slash won't be able to do, let's say, a AOV versus OSB game, for instance. We're not there yet, but we're busy sorting that out. So you'll at least see three different games on our channels at once on a night.
And then
at this point in time.
And then I think, Rips, you are joining us then from next week as well to stream directly as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We do want to cover a bit more of the the Division 4 games.
Yes.
As I think it's only myself that's been streaming them lately, except for you guys who did us versus TRC.
Yeah.
But we do the Division 4 streams.
All right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, excellent stuff.
So, guys, what we've done also is we've done, yes, we are definitely not going to get you these division tables, man. So what we've also done this week is we've actually done a bit of a stress test on YouTube. We wanted to see if we could break it. So you guys would have noticed that there were several nights last week as well as this week where there were several live streams running to the same YouTube channel at the same time. So this week we managed to get that number up to 3. Hopefully we're going to try and get that number up to 5 next week. So we're trying to break YouTube as best we can. And we'll see if that works.
We've already discussed the title. That will break YouTube very quickly.
Right. Guys, I think it's time that we actually do move on to what has happened this week on the battlefield and things that are going on there. So I think let's get onto the website. If you guys give me 1 second, I just want to pull that up, and you will see that there we go. If you look at the screen now, you will see that is what the new screen looks like if you're on the landing pad. In other words, if you go to www.bfclanwars.net, you will land on the page that shows PlayStation, Xbox, and of course then PC coming soon. If you then click on the PlayStation, obviously that is what we're here for this morning, then that will get you to the normal site that you know. And just from a navigation perspective, right at the top you will see that the buttons has also changed. It now shows Premier League, which contains all the information for the current open season, and then there is also the new button over there that says T5 series that you can click on, and it'll give you a little bit of information around that. Now before I get into the tables, yes, like packed agenda. Before I get into the tables, what you guys will also have noticed this week is that I put out a post on both Discord as well as on the Facebook page for clans to please send me some information about themselves so we can do an update. And I just want to show you guys when that update is done, where that will land. So if you click on teams on the website, you will see obviously all the teams there. I'm just going to pick a random one. Let's just pick PF for now. And you'll see that it now says PF, and then it gives a little bit of a description about the clan. And then you will see if you sent me information, there will now be a button that's active that says visit site. Now I'm not going to click on it now, but when you do click on that visit site button, it will actually take you to the resident page for that clan. Guys, this is of course also at the end of season 1 if you get an award for anything. So it doesn't matter what award you get, if you win, if you get a specific award for your team or whatever may be the case, the awards that we were talking about on the show last week and the posts that were done on Facebook by Scully the week before, any award that you win is also going to be displayed in the same place. So you can see essentially what we're trying to build for every clan is almost like a little CV page. A little page where the clan can refer, any newcomers to, or any people that potentially could be interested in joining the clan. We're trying to also build a little shout out page if you want to, that will show awards, that there's some links to other sites and whatever may be the case. So in the comments below, obviously if you're not subscribed to the channel as yet, please hit subscribe. But in the comments below, please also leave us a comment about what you think about this sort of idea for every clan, and if there's anything that you want to add, some comments or maybe some other ideas around that. And even the guys on the stream, I don't know, guys, what do you think about little CV pages for our clans and getting their names out there a bit?
Yeah, that's excellent. I mean, that's going to be like you mentioned, some of the awards and stuff. So I am busy with medals. I think we touched based on it last week a little bit. We're going to, assign little medal. You're going to see some medals popping up there with the achievements that the specific clans have done. during their progression within the Clan War series. And obviously the Clan Wars are going to go from Battlefield 1 onto the new Battlefield, and then just continue beyond that. So it's kind of nice to see that all these little medals and cups and different achievements that's going to be displayed on your page as well.
Yep. Excellent. Right, guys.
You were saying there, sorry, buddy.
No. You basically just said exactly what I said. Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Pretty much.
Sweet. Right, guys, jumping into the tables then. We are on Division 1, and at the moment I see that there is only one team that hasn't finished their weekly fixtures. Two teams, and that is of course the game to be played between AOV and OSB, and I believe that is set for either Sunday or I think Monday. I think there was some sort of timing arrangement that the guys have come to. But that game will still be played. Everybody else has finished off their games for the week. And at the moment, the point standing, of course, still AOV, LGD and MAD sharing the first position on 12 points, of course, with AOV on one less game. So there's the opportunity there to still gain some points. Then, of course, we've got MRU on 9, DPS on 8, Red on 4, OSB on 3. And that is the 7 teams for Division 1 at the moment. Guys, from your perspective, anybody here spectated a Division 1 game this week?
Nope.
I watched AOV versus LGD. I can't remember when it was. Was it this week or last week? It was last week, I think.
Last week, yeah.
Last week.
It was fantastic contest. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic game to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very, very good. We talked about it a little bit in last week's recap show, and I think everybody had the same feeling that was just on the edge of your seat stuff, right? I mean, nobody was going anywhere. There was no, sort of jump out of my tank breaks or anything like that. So,
You're never gonna let that.
No, dude, that's not going anywhere soon. So
there's a medal for that guy, Scully. The P-break medal.
So guys, I think in Division 1, it's still those 3 teams there at the top. I mean, they're very, very close, right? With 12 points each, AOV, LGD and MAD. I did not manage to get to watch a Division 1 game this week. We focused a little bit this week on not only Division 4 but also our Division 3, which received a little bit less streaming than everybody else. So we wanted to get the guys' streams out there as well. I am looking forward to the AOV and DPS game. The AOV OSB game. I think that is going to be a nice game to watch. OSB over the last couple of weeks, I know that in the background, speaking to Rassi, that they've been working on some strategies and getting the team together and that sort of thing. At the moment, I don't think the strength of that team is reflected in their score, because OSB is actually a very, very strong team. They've got exceptionally good players. I mean, I saw a post this week by old the guy with the knife.
Wild Winston.
Wild Winston. I mean, that guy.
Wow.
Dude,
Never been stabbed by him.
8,999 knife kills. I mean, that is.
Yeah.
That is just a stupid number.
I don't even know. I stand in awe when this guy shoots me with a gun, because I mean it's so unexpected. Usually it's just right on my back with a freaking melee weapon. But well done, Winston. Excellent gameplay there and a good achievement all in all.
Yeah. But I replied to his post on the Facebook page and I said to him, look, for me the most interesting question was, whose tags do you hold the most? But then I added that little caveat to say, but if it's mine, don't say anything, yeah? So
I'd rather be shot by a gun than to be stabbed by a knife, huh?
Yeah, look, that old saying, bring a gun to a knife fight with him, doesn't work, huh? He will just take you out anyway.
But I also noticed now his son is following in Dad's footsteps, because his son's taken my tags a few times as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. Mad Winston.
Mad
or something
Winston,
Like that.
that's correct.
Yeah,
That's-
Mad Winston.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Also running around just poking O's, bro.
So guys, as I said, I think that OSB, working on some stuff at the back end, getting some strategy sorted out and that sort of thing. So I am looking forward to that game, just because I know that there's a lot of depth in that team, and of course the other team, AOV, right, which by default has a lot of depth. But both these guys have been around for ages. Both of them are old school clans from sort of Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 days. So a lot of depth. I like to still watch that game. Obviously, the other game that I did hear about that was quite good was the Red game, and then of course LGD Mad, always entertaining, right? Doesn't matter who they play, when they play, always entertaining teams to watch. But that is the Division 1 table for the week. I don't know if there's any additional comments before we move on to Division 2.
I think we can move on.
Right. So moving on to Division 2 then, and this one I'm trying to fit into the screen because there's a lot of teams here. There we go. So interestingly, at the moment, a little bit of a shift from the table last week. Everybody has finished their week 4 games, and at the moment DI is on top, sharing the first position with section 187. Now, Broken, before I move to the other teams, you guys had a game against section 187 this week, didn't you?
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. Eh?
No problem, we aim to please.
Honestly, section 187 has got I actually underrated them before going into that game. I'm not saying I thought they were bad or anything, but I thought it would be a hard game. I just didn't know it was going to be that hard.
Yeah.
And big shout out, being a tanker, big shout out to Rule Breaker. I was very impressed by the way he managed that game. I mean, he was that game. He destroyed us. There's nothing else to say. He destroyed us. And I was very impressed just by the way their team gathers around, and they know that Rule Breaker is definitely their strength, and also their one pilot, I think his name was Danny Boy. Very strong vehicle squad. So a little pro tip to other Division 2 teams: choose infantry maps when you play section 187.
That's actually a damn good
It's your
tip
best
there.
chance, bro. It's your best chance.
That's a good tip.
Yeah,
though,
no,
man.
but he is a handful. He is a handful. Very impressed with him.
You were saying this morning when we spoke a little bit earlier before the show that at one point there was something like 6 or 7 rocket guns on him or something like that.
Yes, and anti-tank grenades, and we couldn't drop him, eh? We just couldn't. He like reverses, he pops his smoke, and I think there's about 17 hidden repairmen that come out the woodwork to repair him quickly, and then they disappear again somewhere.
Yeah.
It's
But-
those hacks, my man.
I know how to stay alive in a tank, and it's not easy in a competitive game to stay alive in a tank. And I'll tell you what, he's very good at it.
Yeah. But all in all, obviously a good game there. I unfortunately didn't get to watch it. I will. It was streamed, Broken, right?
I think so, but yeah.
Oh, actually,
I
no.
wouldn't
This was the
yeah.
game that was supposed to
No,
be
no, I
streamed
think-
by the
There was
the GSG
technical
guys.
difficulties, yeah.
Yes,
Technical
yes.
difficulties, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Ah,
Which
no.
I'm actually quite happy for, because Rule Breaker got 0 for 11.
There's no evidence.
I didn't tank in that game though. Eh? Fair enough, I was infantry, so I'm alright.
Excellent. Right, guys, so then that's DI and S187 sharing the first position at the moment on 12 points. We've got Lots then, which is also a pretty impressive team for me in this division, to be honest. They are on 10 points. We've got 4Q then on 9, MDK on 7, ONIB on 6, PF on 4, and SNLV on 3. And at the moment, the two teams of 0 playing their 4 games is EMC and Gig 797. A big shout out though that I want to give here to the Gig guys is that at the moment, we find, within the Battlefield Clan Wars, there are teams that participate and then there are teams that, they support. Now, when I say that, I don't want anybody to feel offended because I think everybody who is in Clan War supports, but a big shout out for Gig 797 who is really also from there for us from a supporter perspective. These guys always give us a shout out on the streams. They join other people's streams. They try and stream other clans' games when they can. They support it from a knowledge perspective, sharing information with other clans, with other teams. I've seen a lot of that from the gig guys, so a big shout out to them because I think people, certainly if other people haven't noticed it, I've definitely noticed it.
And also, just a side note on Gig there. Although they're on 0 points, we played them already. Quite a decent little team they got going there, and just keep on at it. You guys are a good unit. You'll come right.
Yep. Again, guys, because these games are played, effectively with a winner and a loser, and the scores in between are not recorded in terms of how close some of these games sometimes are. The table will tell us at the end, who won the most games, and that's of course the fair way to do it in a competition. But a lot of these games are nail bitingly close. I saw a gig game the other day that at the last minute, it was nail biting. So it's not necessary to say that if you're looking at the scores, at the moment that a team sort of in the middle is I don't want to say that much worse than a team at the top. Some of these games are really, really just so close that there's almost nothing in it between the two teams. Again, this is a competition. At the end of the day, the scores will tell us who won the most games, right? And that's the objective. Yep.
Yeah, I know. We had one game. I can't remember who it was against, but as you say, we lost by one ticket. It was $4.99 to 500.
Yeah.
That's how close some of them have been. It's been awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching those sort of games though. Games that have wide ticket spreads. I sort of towards the end you sort of lose a little bit of interest, right? But those games that are so close, you're almost at the edge of your seat until that 499 and 500, right?
Yeah, no, geez. Well, when you're playing, it's even worse because the controller's slipping out your hand from the sweat.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Guys, from your perspective, any other thoughts around the Division 2 teams? I think for me at the moment, obviously DI S187 stand out because of the score there, but I think the other two teams that have sort of impressed me, the one being Lots, which is in third position at the moment, and then of course a team that I didn't know anything about at all that has come into the league in the beginning and actually not performing bad is ONIP, right? They're also playing quite well at the moment. The other team, there's a couple of old school guys in here as well. Of course, MDK old school, PF old school, SNLV has been around for a little while also. So a couple of old school guys, but I think at the moment the other team besides DI and S187 that I'll keep an eye on is definitely Lots. I think there is potential for them to still move up in the table as well. I don't know what your guys' views are.
Well, for me, being in Division 2, I think it's the top 5 teams are all very, very similar. Very well. I think S187 is probably Division 1 material, lower Division 1 material at the moment. But I think it's a nice Division 2 is a nice sort of tight. There's no outstanding miles ahead team. It's all been very close, and I've enjoyed it. It's I've enjoyed it thoroughly so far. Yeah.
Excellent. Right, guys, we're moving on to Division 3 then. And let me just pull that into the screen. All right. So yeah, of course, we've got First and Raw both sharing the first position on 12 points. And let's actually talk about that. So Scully, I know that me and we watched the Raw versus WTF game this week, which was very, very entertaining.
Yeah, we did indeed. And that was also a very close game. We saw WTF moving on to the objectives very quickly. And we saw Raw, just slowly but surely pushing back, obviously taking those objectives back. And then just a shout out to one of the players that stood out for me there was definitely Shadow Wolf in his aeroplane. Yeah. He did some good work. If you guys watch the stream, he did some good work there supporting the ground troops with some hellfire from above, taking out the tanks, supporting his teammates, and being used as a spawn beacon. So the Raw guys, constantly you saw them, jumping out of the parachutes on the objectives, taking it back quickly, which is obviously important if you play a game like this, because some of those tickets, especially if you get a lockdown, they run pretty quickly. So it's important to get you guys there with the speed of light, and that's exactly what Shadow Wolf did. A good team player, all in all, that we watched when we watched.
Peter? Oh, I think we might have lost Scully Rebel there for a second. Nope.
He's having some technical difficulties with his headset.
Okay, no issues. So what we'll do is we'll get Scully back on the stream again. But as he said, with the Raw game, the WTF guys actually played very, very well. I mean, they had good running lines in the beginning of every map. We saw them taking the map, taking the flags very quickly. But Raw's a team with some depth as well. They've also been around for a while, so they stuck with their strategy, and at the end it worked out for them. Of course, Raw won the game against WTF there, but a very, very entertaining game to watch. I was actually hoping that Dutch would be joining us this morning as well to give us an update on the first game that they had, but unfortunately Dutch couldn't make it in time. I think he might have slept in a little bit, let's just call it that. And then we've got Rekka then of course on 9 points, THC on 6, WTF on 4, UB on 3 together with VTRN, and we'll talk about the VTRN game now. And then of course we've got ITF there on 2 and CTK on 0. Of course the teams again not equally matched there in their games yet, and that is because of the versus happening every week because of the uneven number in the league. So we've got WTF, UB, VTRN and CTK all on 3 games, and everybody else already on 4 games. So there's still a lot of potential here for the table to move around. But Slash, this week you actually had an opportunity to do a first-person game with VTRN, right?
Yeah, so interesting game against THC. Well done to them for winning. The stream is up. It's been posted. And it's our first map. We lost by default. One of our guys that spawned in quite late. We had some guys that had to fall out. Popped a smoke, a gas grenade.
Thinking that it was smoke.
That was unfortunate. He probably thought it was smoke, yeah. It's the last minute.
Let me hide in the little green smoke.
Yeah, we initially actually thought it was THC, but it was actually one of our guys.
Yeah.
So, and then in the second map, again, there was something happening with the tanks. The guys really played well. And apparently one of our guys jumped out, and I was put on the spot. So I think I'll have to go and watch that again to see if I actually did jump out of the tank. But well done to THC. A close game, but well deserved. They really played well as a team.
Yeah. Interesting team to play against, always THC, because it seems to me that that these guys, I've watched a couple of their games, right? And I must be honest that from a lot of teams that I watch, I can't always nail down their strategy. It seems that some days they've got a running strategy, some days they've got a defending strategy. Other teams, I mean, if you look at, and I'll use a perfect example, right? You look at a team like AOV, and they are an attacking team, right? They take it to the opponent, they take it to the objective. There's not a lot of defending going on always, because it's an attacking team, right? Then you look at maybe a different team that has a defending sort of strategies. I always try and look at what is the main gameplay for every team that plays. And with THC, I must tell you, I'm nowhere. I just, every time I see them, it seems like they play differently. So.
Yeah, they really caught us off guard. I mean, they do play 1-1 plays as well in certain instances.
Yeah.
So yeah, quite a difficult team to understand where they're going to hit and how they're going to do it.
Yeah. Guys, any other views on Division 3 here before we move on to Division 4? Sorry, Scully, are you back yet?
I'm back.
Sorry,
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't even know. Did you get my comment or something on the Raw game?
We got up to the point where you said that it was a great game to watch.
And then it was gone. Did you hear about the aeroplane and all of that?
Oh yes,
No.
Shadow Wolf. Yes, we heard.
Okay.
That-
That's just after the comment that the whole thing decided to fail on me. Technology is such.
Right. So, guys, moving on to Division 4 then, which is the final division. And of course, we've got Riplets here with us as well. We also very fortunate this week to actually stream our first domination game for the Clan Wars from a Battle Bros perspective, and what an entertaining game. I mean, look, it's completely different, Scully, to what we saw when we streaming domination, when we streaming Conquest games, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's fast-paced, in your face. I recall that you said that it's quite difficult to try and do, especially first-person perspective, because as soon as you go into a guy, he's dead.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a vigorous gameplay. All the teams are pushing for those objectives all the time, but it's very exciting. The adrenaline runs high when you watch one of those games, and it's actually tiring once we finish the stream. To sit back and just relax a little bit, because it's so intense. But well done to both teams that played there. It was Royal versus ERC, sorry. And Riplets, you can give us a little bit more perspective from your side.
Yeah, I stream a lot of the Division 4 games. The one thing I learned is trying to go into first person, as you said, it's very difficult. Because you end up going to first person, that person that you spawn, going to the camera mode, and just dies. So there's a lot of, it's very fast paced. There's no time to actually decide who to look at. Yeah, there are a couple of players who stand out who will get 50 kills for 12 deaths or something like that, but at the same time, you don't always want to be looking at those same people. But streaming these games to you, it's very difficult, but at the same time very fun to watch, very fun to play. The game can actually change very suddenly, depending on how one team picks up the other team's strategy and the pace that you actually run it at.
Cool. So, guys, there in that division table, obviously we've got Royal at the moment on 12 points there at the first spot. So well done to you and your team, Riplets.
Thank you.
Then we've got TRC on 9 points. We've got Mad, which is the Mad Social team, as well as MRU2 sharing that 7 points. We've got Osane on 3 points, and then we've got Save on 0 at the moment. So, guys, again, something that I want to highlight here in Division 4 is obviously for this season it will remain Division 4, but for Season 2 you will see Division 4 here fall away, and that will actually then become the T5 series. And we are really hoping, and I want to again invite the clans to go and register that when the registration opens, to register for that T5 series. We're hoping to see a lot more clans within the T5 series, and it could actually even be a situation where there might have to be more than one division within the T5 series. I mean, that would be first prize, but let's see how that goes, if there's enough teams that have interest. Again, guys, if you are a smaller team, it will be a 5v5 game mode, and of course the bigger teams, again, if you have extra players or guys being benched, as Slash said earlier, at the moment there's a lot of guys that don't maybe get the necessary game time because they're benched. There's always an opportunity to register a T5 team and get everybody as much game time as you can. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Guys, from a table standing perspective, I think that was it. That is what we had for this morning. There's a couple of other things that we need to just still touch on. I said last week that I would give you an update on how far the podcast is. Unfortunately, Dutch couldn't join us this morning, so I will check in with him again and give you guys feedback throughout the week, either via the page or via Discord, or we'll announce it or something on next week's show. Dutch is, of course, working for us on a community podcast from his side, so I think that's going to be quite interesting as well when it comes out. Maybe some interviews, some information. Then the other thing that I want to mention and maybe give a shout out to is, I mean, I did say already this morning, but I think I want to do that again. Is to Broken. You always make us funny videos, man. You always bring out some stuff that nobody thinks about, or you bring out that Wienerpoot or something, and it's really entertaining, man. We actually enjoy that a lot, and you shouldn't stop doing that.
Oh, no, I don't plan to. As long as someone laughs, I've achieved my goal.
Oh, no, it's brilliant, dude. We thoroughly enjoy that.
I think the whole community bursts out laughing.
Excellent, guys. From that perspective, I think we've covered what we have to cover this morning. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity for a final word. Scully, let's start with you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to you, Yaku, for the effort that you put in with our streams and trying to take our streams to the next level. You've seen a lot of new features being added to the streams and the gameplay as the streams are pushed out to YouTube. There's a lot of animations and all of those things that happens on Yaku's side while he's doing the streaming. So I believe that he's grown an extra pair of hands in order to be everywhere, looking like an octopus behind his little DJ system there. But thanks to you, buddy. We really appreciate it, and I think the quality of the streams are second to none, and we can only get better from here.
Thanks,
and then Broken, yeah, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Typical example of individuals that contribute towards the battlefield community within South Africa, going the extra mile, taking some of your personal time to make these videos and make us laugh. So thanks for that. And then, Slash, to your side as well, helping us with the update on the website and all of that. Just want to say thanks to you. And we don't always get the chance to do all of these things, and I don't think that some of the guys realize how much work goes into something like this to make it a success and make it accurate at the end of the day. So when we recap, like on a Saturday like this morning, to get everything sorted and the scores up and the fixtures up and all of that. So from my side, thanks for that, Slash. We really appreciate it. And then Riplets, you were one of the guys that I can also mention here today is just to say thanks to you for stepping up and taking charge for us here in Division 4. Making sure that the guys get their fixtures in and coordinating some of the games on that side. We really appreciate it. I mean, you guys were one of the new clans that came on the scene, and I think that you guys are doing a phenomenal job. So from my side, thank you. We really appreciate it, all of you guys. And even the guys listening and supporting the channel, looking at the streams, watching the streams, supporting this show, especially on a Saturday when we do the recap. Thanks to every one of you who's watching and making comments and so on. Obviously, the likes that we get, will grow the channel, and we will get the Clan Yours brand out there and get more and more clans involved. And then just to the Xbox guys who's going to join us, I'm going to see if we can get Marius Mostert in from Xbox to join us next week on the show. So to all of you guys who contribute, to play, participate, stream, comment, make us laugh, banter, all of that, thank you. You guys are great. We really appreciate it because we don't want this to be a boring thing after all. The roaster, even on Stickies. I have to mention Stickies. That.
Yeah, no, let's not. Let's just kick him out again. Let's just leave him in the dark there.
Stickies is like a pain in the ass of note, but we appreciate your banter, the subtle way. But it's all of that makes the South African gaming community great. If we don't have people like that, the diversity of personalities that we deal with on a daily basis is collectively makes South African gaming great. And it always puts a smile on my face if we look back on all of these things and think that we can joke on some serious matters that might have happened earlier, might not be as serious today. So thanks to all of you who participate and are part of this community. I think all of you are great.
Excellent. Thanks, Scully. Slash?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Scully. I think we all do it for the love of the game. Yeah, I just want to say to the guys out there playing their upcoming games, good luck and all of the best. And see you out there.
Cool. Rips.
Yeah, from our side, thanks for having me again. Always a pleasure to assist Scully as far as I can with Division 4. But yeah, thanks for everybody who's been streaming this week. I know it's kind of tough trying to do practice matches and stream for Battle Bros community, but at the same time, it also keeps everybody who wants to watch the games entertained and keeps them up to date with what's going on.
Lekker, man. Great. You guys have been doing a really good job.
Just before we go, Yaku, sorry to interrupt you there. I just want to say, last night we had so much fun on operations. You know, I joined a party with Is a Little Broken, and from there we had such a good party going because we had Is a Little Broken in there from MDK. Myself was in there. We had EMC. We had who was the other guys in there?
MSMK.
MSMK. Yeah, it was such a diverse party, and we had so much fun playing.
Oh, and AOV, and AOV,
and AOV were also in there. So it
Yeah.
was such good fun playing with these guys. I just want to give a shout out to you guys for that party last night. We had so much fun. So what happened is we played operations, and with the new operations, what they've done is you don't have to quit the operations after the thing is finished. It just carries on and on and on. So we were playing from about 6-7 o'clock last night up to about 11 operations all the time, and we had so much fun. So it's a good practice ground for the guys, especially the guys in tanks and the guys in airplanes, to play that. So later today we're going to try and get you guys together so we can if I start sending some invites, to operations, please join, and just be patient for the operations to carry on, because as soon as we get this operation to start, a lot of other guys will join in and so on. So let's play a bit of operation. I think it's been a while since I played it last night, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
So please join us.
Excellent.
That's it, Jaco. Thank you.
All right, no problem. So we'll watch out for those invites coming then from you, Scully. Broken, from your side?
Yeah, well, Battle Bros, keep doing what you do, and all the teams out there, keep playing how you play. Have a great old Saturday. Thanks for having me. I'll see you with my tank bullet in your face.
Dude, that's cool. Guys, from our side, that's all we had for this morning. We hope you enjoyed our show. I'm Yaku Sawa for Battle Bros. See you on the battlefield.